Hello everyone, this is Robert Radford bringing you 50 years of chess from Bristol. My opponent today is a friend of mine from Radford Chess Club, Prakesh Chatterjee. I believe he's an Indian fella. Wouldn't want to insult him if he was somewhere else, so I'm going to say I think he was Indian. And his rating at the time was around 1688. Mine was around 1840. We were playing in the Bristol Winter Congress on the 21st of February 2015 is the date we played on. And this game was quite memorable for me because of something that happened during the game in regards to move I played. So I'm going to share it with you now, the game, and then we'll look at the sequence of things, what could have or should have happened. I was white and I opened with d4. Prakesh played knight f6, c4, knight c6. Now this is a kind of Nimzovich opening, usually with d5 and e6 for black. So I played knight f3, there's the e6, and I played a3 just to prevent him from pinning my knight when I play knight c3 in a minute. There's the d5 I was talking to you about. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Bishop g5 pinning the knight, and he played bishop e7 to block the pin. e3. So we've got what now resembles a Queen's Gambit exchange variation. He played h6. I played bishop takes knight and bishop takes bishop. Now, often white plays queen c2 here to stop bishop f5, but I decided not to do that at the moment. I played knight c3. He castled, so now I played bishop d3, which is what I would have to have played had he played bishop f5. So this means now that he's got a little bit of power down that e1, e8 file. So I castled. He's gone back with his knight mysteriously to b8 to come to d7 to go where? I'm not sure. He'd have to move the bishop to get it there to knight f6. But I think he should have perhaps pinned my knight with this bishop. So I went queen to b3. He played c6, h3. This is stopping him from harassing that knight on f3 because I don't want to have to move it. It's a good defensive piece and I don't want to move it. He played queen to d6, rook on ace d8. Now he's brought that knight to d7. So it looks like he's got a push with c5, threatening to fork my queen and bishop with the pawn on c4. So I played rook e1. I'm keeping an eye on that c pawn. He's gone back to e7 with his bishop. So it now looks like he's going to play knight f6. That's not the right plan. I think the plan I was showing you is the one he should have played, but I played e4. It's time to open this up a bit now. Pawn takes, knight takes e4, queen under attack. He played queen f4. Now, if you remember, I was telling you about something that happened in the game, so I'm going to show you now a move I played, which is a bit contentious. I played g3, offering him the knight. Now, the plan was, if he takes the knight, I play knight to d6, and I will win the rook if he doesn't move the queen, because I've got bishop h7 check, queen takes queen on f3. That was the plan. Had he taken it, and then I went knight d6. The move I missed, which I realised afterwards, after he'd taken the knight, and my knight was on d6, was he could play king f8. I didn't see that. I missed that. So did he, because he never took the knight. So had he gone king f8, the knight takes rook, king takes knight, and I've given him 2 knights for a rook. That's not advisable to do that. If you count up the points tally, I'm a pawn down doing that. But I think 2 knights are definitely better than the rook, usually. And so it was a miscalculation on my part a little bit. So he looked at it and he probably thought that I would check him on knight f6 and then play bishop h7 check. But if I played knight f6 check, he could just take with his knight, and even after bishop h7 check, just take the bishop, and then after queen takes queen, I've given up a bishop and 2 knights for a queen. And that's definitely not worth it, even though they're both worth 9 points. 9 for the queen, 3 each for the 2 knights and the bishop, against 2 rooks and 3 minor pieces. It would be very tough. Either way, it's going to be a tough game. I think I wouldn't be losing had he taken the knight and I went knight d6. Knowing the player I'm playing, he's not the strongest player in the world, so I'd probably get away with it. But he went back to c7. He went for the cautious approach, and he went back queen c7. So g4. He played knight b6 to go into the centre. Looks like he wants to get his bishop out to e6, and then if he gets bishop d5, then apart from a knight moving back to c3 to try and shift that bishop, even then he would get a knight on there afterwards, and that's a great outpost supported by a pawn. So here I'm not too pleased, so I have to do something to stop that bishop to e6. So I'm playing knight c5, in the hope that that would deter him. So he went to d7 instead, because he wants to connect his rooks for now and move his bishop from e7 probably to f6. So I had a little think, and I decided if I bring up my other knight to e5, not only am I making some threats against his bishop should he move his knight on b6, I'm also threatening the f7 pawn with knight and queen. And at the moment, that's looking good. So he brought his knight into d5 on that great outpost there, and that totally blocks off my queen and knight attack on f7. So I took the bishop. And he played f6. So the knights are going to be disconnected, and he's going to win the knight on d7 and get his minor piece back. But this is looking quite good now, because he's very open and weak around the white squares around his king, and I'm going to take advantage of that. So I went knight into f6. I went knight into g6. He went queen takes knight on d7. Now I brought the bishop out to f5, attacking the queen. Played d6. I come in with a check because the bishop's supported by the rook. He's only got one square, which is h7, which he plays to. And now I brought the queen across to d6. That is nasty. He's got a few problems now. He's got to really hold on or he's going to get killed. So he tried to do something He played f5, hoping he can get his knight back to f6 and somehow save this game, but I just took it with my queen. Now I've got a very strong undiscovered check. I could pick up the bishop, or I can go back knight to d5. So he played knight f6. Yeah, well, whether he should have played rook f8, I'm not sure, but he went knight f6. So I took the bishop, check. So I just picked up a piece. He can't play it g6 because I've got queen takes g6. So he's gone back, only move. And as you can see, he's got nowhere to move at this moment. So I worked it out now that there's a really good mate, a good attack here that may lead to mate later. Starts with knight g6 check. He's got to come back to h7, then knight into d5, and he's got to go back. And when he does that, I've got knight f7 fork on his queen and king with a check, and he resigned because he saw that coming. So I was very pleased with this game overall. It's a good, open, sharp game. But in fairness to Prakesh, we played 4 months later in another tournament, and he managed to get revenge and beat me in that one. His rating had gone up because he'd had a good season by the end of it. This game did not portray in any way what kind of season he was having, because he was having an excellent season. He just didn't do very well in that game in the Congress. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. A lot going on there, and yeah, he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. I got on great with him at the club. Very friendly, and he beat a few players stronger than him as well. He's not a bad little player. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again really soon.